Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm super nervous about this video, and it's only because I filmed this video a couple days ago. Then when I was editing it, I was like halfway through it, I watched it back and I realized I didn't say what all I felt like should be said, and you'll see why. So I wanted to try a commentary video because I'm on a journey of self-discovery, whatever. I want to try different YouTube videos to see what fits me best. You know, I did costume makeup last week, and then I do like story times, and I wanted to try a commentary one. Now, when you think commentary, you think like Drew Gooden or Danny Gonzalez and all of them, and I was like, oh, they're really funny, and so I was gonna look into a topic that was really funny. Like, I know there's a popular, like the Ace family is like a popular topic because they're these rich people who are extremely unrelatable and they try to cosplay as poor people, and somehow to them in their mind it's fine. Segueing into the commentary I wanted to provide, I was on TikTok because I don't know if you know, I unironically love TikTok now. Like TikTok, it reminds me of Vine, and I like that, you know, all the creators are like mostly younger and their minds are a bit unspoiled by how harsh the world is. That sounds really weird. It's just cool. I really enjoy it. So I was on TikTok and I found this trend that I was like, oh, this is perfect for a commentary video. And it's basically, I'm not sure if you saw, there's these slideshows to this audio by a woman named Peaches, and the audio is from Peaches' live streams on Instagram. Like, she'll go live and then people will record the audio because what she says is kind of quirky and funny. And at face value, it's a really funny concept. PowerPoints to funny audio. It's a funny idea. I like that they're mixing two mediums and it's mixing two medias. But I'm gonna show you what I mean by these videos. They're very funny at face value. And then I'm going to get into the part of the video that is kind of upsetting. I don't usually do this. I don't really like talking about people. I just like making my own content. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't like talking about people. Like, sometimes I'll be like, yeah, Jake Paul's a fucking moron, but that just feels good to say, and that's like a type of self-care. But that aside, we're gonna look at the TikToks and you're gonna get a feel for the PowerPoints and the audio. So feel free to laugh at these. We're gonna get to the parts that are kind of sad later, but for right now, we're gonna have a grand old time, okay? If you don't know who Lovely Peaches is, she's this young mom. She's kind of an influencer, and she made this song, I don't know if you've heard it, Itchin' and Burnin', Itchin' and Burnin'.
Itchin' and burnin', itchin' and burnin'.
Stanky and fishy, stanky and fishy. And it is a funny song, obviously, because it's like she's talking about her pussy. So that's some background information on Peaches. We're going to look at some of the TikToks and then discuss her further. This one, the first one I'm going to show you, is by Stuart Little 3.
Ever fart on your hand and smell it? Everybody does that. Everybody. I wish like I could cook and just like fart on my food and then eat it because it would taste really good. So
it's funny because it's not, I don't know, dude. I've never thought about farting in my, I've smelled, like, obviously when you fart you can smell it, and like, you know, but I don't think anyone wants to put their fart on their food. I get an inkling of a lack of education from this woman, and that makes me kind of sad because that's just unfortunate. We're going to keep going to show you what I mean by a lot of people are making these PowerPoints. So this next one is by So Gloss.
What do you think of Rosa Parks' new song, Get the F Off My Seat Boy? I haven't heard it yet, but I will be looking into that because it sounds pretty good.
As everyone knows, Rosa Parks is not a singer. Well, I don't know if she sang in her spare time, but that's not what she's known for. And these questions are being asked on like Instagram Live by people who know that Peaches doesn't really know a lot about history. I really don't want to make fun of her lack of an educational background because that's not fair. But the Instagram Live portion of this is very integral to what we're going to be talking about in a bit. So this next one is by Hojab.
Describe your coochie in 3 words. Itchy, burny, and smelly.
just from a woman's perspective, it's probably not what you want your cooch to smell like. So you get the gist of this. Basically, she goes on Instagram Live. People ask her random questions. She says something dumb or a little bit gross or a lot of it gross. And people take the audio, put it on TikTok, and there are literally hundreds of these videos that these kids make. So that's pretty much the extent of the funny part. We're going to go into who Lovely Peaches is now. This is a trigger warning for sexual assault, and I'm going to be talking about sex trafficking, specifically of children. So I'm very sorry if you'd like to click out of the video. I wouldn't if you want to get to know the rundown. Starting off this video, I wanted to make a commentary video on the meme because I thought it would be so interesting. I was like, where does this audio come from? And then I looked into Lovely Peaches, and it gets really bleak. From what I can tell, she hasn't had the greatest upbringing. There was a site that said that she was a 17-year-old prostitute, which I don't think that that's the correct terminology, because if you're 17 years old and you're doing sex work, that's illegal and it's rape, and so I don't think that prostitute is the right word. So there's that. She's a young mom, and she's about 18 years old now. I mention that because, not to be like, oh, she's a young mom, but she has a daughter named Cora. So last year, Peaches went on Instagram Live to sell her 8-month-old daughter. She asked, do any men want to have sex with my 8-month-old daughter? I'm going to leave her in this hotel room or something along those lines. I will link the thread below if you'd like to look into it yourself. I personally can't read it. But then there's also other parts of the thread by this one Twitter user. I will link her name. Peaches also went on Instagram Live and ate her shit out of the toilet, put period blood on her face. She admitted to strangling her dog and it dying. Oh yeah, she also this year said that she killed her daughter, which I don't think is true. I think she was trying to make a joke, and I don't know why the fuck you would, but her daughter is, I don't believe in her custody at this point. I know that this is fucking disgusting behavior, but I also understand that she's not mentally well. And where this gets weird for me is that I know that she is mentally unwell. It is speculation on my part, but if you're strangling animals and killing them, if you're eating your own shit, if you're threatening to sell or joking about selling your daughter to a sex trafficker, she's a fucking baby, I know mentally she's not in a good place or well at all. I know that if you are raised in a very unfortunate environment, you're not going to probably end up the best person or mentally healthy. There are signs from education to occupation that suggest she comes from a very rough home. So, and I know that she cannot help if this is a mental problem, that she can't help what she's saying or doing. That aside, she is also responsible for her daughter, and she's also becoming an influencer, which means that people are starting to look up to her. And this is going to circle back to the meme. On TikTok, I went through hundreds of videos that people made these slideshows, PowerPoints to Peaches' audio, and I went through hundreds of comments, and I could find maybe 5 comments of people who are like, do you know who Peaches is? Do you know what she's done? Why are we elevating this woman's status to icon level? Like, why is she becoming an icon? I went on Twitter, which is notorious for being filled with, like cancel culture, but so it's like the epicenter of where people gather to discuss, talk shit, and I could find maybe in the past month 9 people have said do you guys know who fucking Peaches is? Or this TikTok slideshow meme, I don't think this, they're making it based off this woman who's super fucked up. I barely could find anything on Twitter, and that was the most insane part to me. So that was crazy. And I truly believe that on TikTok, these kids don't know where this audio is coming from. And I obviously can't tell anyone what to do. No one gives a fuck about what I say. I'm not your mom. If you think something's funny and you want to make it, you're gonna make it. But I think I do have a decent amount of overlap on YouTube and TikTok. And this is mainly for my audience who is on TikTok, actively using TikTok. If you see these videos, make sure to comment, do you guys know who this woman is? Or what? And just to give a general blurb of where this audio is from to educate these people, because all we can really do is inform. If Peaches isn't hurting herself or hurting someone else, you can't arrest her or report her. I can't report this audio, the audio that they use on TikTok, because it's obviously funny. It may come from a damaging source, but it's, for the most part, you can't report the audio. So this is just me. Over the past couple of days I've been thinking about it. The only thing I can really think to do is just remind you of who she is and what she's done. And if her behavior is being rewarded, like if she realizes on her Instagram she has posted like people doing these slideshows and she is being rewarded for her this crazy shit she says on Instagram Live, which means it will probably only encourage her to do them more. That's how influencers, particularly like Jake Paul types or Trisha Paytas, they realize that some bad behavior does get rewarded with like views and followers and subscribers, so they will do it more. There's also on Twitter, what I did find of the people who commented, there's a weirdly decent chunk of people who stan her because she threatened to kill her daughter. Like, a lot of people really don't like Cora, who is her daughter. Like, they're like, oh, like, Peaches got so much happier when she killed her daughter. I'm not kidding. It's like when people were, like, stans of Ted Bundy. That's just the internet being fucked up, but I really didn't expect to find how many stans she has for the fucked up reasons. And so the only thing that I can really do is put this video out there, tell you if you're on TikTok, you know, to talk about it more, or if you're thinking about making a slideshow, reconsider it. You know, the more you hype this woman up, the more iconic she gets, the larger her following gets. Last year when she went on Instagram Live talking about selling her daughter, she had 40,000 Instagram followers. Right now, she has over 400,000 Instagram followers. And that's just the power of people not looking too hard into her. There's also the point of forgiveness. Like, if someone says something, you know, fucked up, then if they make an active effort to change it, I do believe in forgiveness, but I don't think that this is one of those situations that we can really forgive because it was so disgusting. It wasn't like a weirdly offhand racist thing that like she accidentally said one time and it's like, okay, you really have to reevaluate. No one of sound mind would ever joke about letting men come into their house and fuck their 8-month-old daughter. So the forgiveness part, I understand, but I don't think that that's for us right now. But again, I can't tell you how to live your life. This was a really weird video to film. I'm really sorry if it was very triggering for you. I tried to film it the other day, and I started off the video way too happy because I was reacting to the memes, genuinely reacting to the slideshows because I do think they're funny. The concept is funny. But then I got into who Peaches was, and it was so disgusting, and it like actually made my skin crawl disgusting that I when I was editing it and I got halfway through, I just couldn't, that it would be such a huge tone shift that I wouldn't be okay with that. Hopefully in the future I will be making funnier videos. I know that next week, I swear to God, I'll have something funny. I just feel like I had to say this because I love TikTok, and I know that a lot of these kids on there don't know where the audio is coming from, and I don't really think that people are reacting to Peaches enough. That's it for this week. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like this video, make an active effort to be a voice to people on TikTok who don't know what they're making. And I post videos every weekend. I feel so weird. Usually I would be more cheerful, and usually this is really very off-brand for me, but I feel like I do have a decent following. I contacted like 3 different commentary channels for YouTube, and I was like, have you guys ever like made a video about someone who's like mentally unstable? And a couple of them said like, yeah, it hurt. They did not react well. And Peaches has a lot larger following than me, and I really don't see it, particularly on Instagram. I don't see that going well. But I feel like this must be said because you all deserve to know. And obviously I can't tell you how to live your life, but you should really consider it. Thank you so much for watching this week. If you're new here, I don't usually do this. I'm so sorry, I keep repeating myself. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.